And amidst the controversy surrounding this event, several top players met the media in Saudi yesterday, including Phil Mickelson, who was asked about the larger possibility of a Saudi-backed golf league. Mickelson said he appreciated the potential rival tour because of the leverage it gives to PGA Tour players. In his view, the PGA Tour's increased purses and bonus programs would not be possible without that potential competition. We bring in our GolfChannel.com senior writer, Rex Hoggard, who's been following this story. Now, quickly, for some context here, Rex, what he was referring to is the fact that the PGA Tour owns the media rights to the players' individual performances. Phil can't get copies of his own shots because he doesn't own the rights to them. He has to pay for those rights, correct? And that's the first time this has really been brought up as part of this issue. What did you make of all those statements?
Well, I think where Phil is coming from, this is nothing new. We've seen Phil push back in the past against authority figures. Certainly the USGA immediately comes to mind. Even just 2 weeks ago in Palm Springs, he was holding court with a group of players and caddies on the range talking about how much he didn't like the ban on green reading material, and he was very outspoken about it. So this is nothing new from his point of view. He's also not alone on this. I remember 2 years ago in Mexico City at the World Golf Championship when this first became public, the Super League concept and what they were trying to do, and Rory McIlroy had drawn the line. He had said he wanted to be on the right side of history. In his mind, that's the PGA Tour. And I remember talking with a veteran player afterwards, asking him, it's over now, right? Like, this has been decided. Rory decided it for everyone. He said, absolutely not. This particular player had no interest in playing for whatever the Super League may be, but he pointed out that this is the first time in the modern history of the PGA Tour they have, to use Phil's word, leverage of any kind. And I think where we are right now, the PGA Tour would not have come up with the Player Impact Program. They wouldn't have come up with the concept of increasing purses the way they have over the last year. They wouldn't have come up with this rumored whatever they're going to create in the fall for some of the best players without this threat.
Well, that's exactly what Mickelson's point was, wasn't it?
Yes.
And from here, is this league any closer to actually getting off the ground?
I don't think it's any closer now than it was 2 years ago when this first came up. And I think we know a lot more now about it. We know about Live Golf Investment and Greg Norman's support behind this. But I don't think a player is any closer to signing today than they were 2 years ago, simply because there are so many things you're going to lose. The PGA Tour, Commissioner Jay Monahan, the DP World Tour have been very, very clear about this. They will not tolerate them playing both tours, so they would lose their status. And I don't think any player right now is willing to put their name on that. So as far as going forward, as far as the PGA Tour is concerned, it's nothing more than a theoretical threat at the moment.
And there's going to be a lot more, obviously, on this social media responses, people jumping all over it. There are reports already today about Bryson DeChambeau allegedly being offered $135 million by this Super Golf League. By the way, Samantha Marks just posted this. This is DeChambeau saying wrong to Golf Monthly, which had been one of several outlets to report. Supposedly, Lee Westwood indicated that non-disclosure agreements had to be signed by those players who were contacted by the Super Golf League, and allegedly Poulter was offered between $20 and $30 million. So, and that's never going to go away in the social media age, right? There's going to be a lot of speculation. What do you think, what is a definitive domino that would have to fall to give the Super League some real credibility, if you will?
One of these top players, and Bryson DeChambeau being the obvious choice here, Phil Mickelson being another one. And as you can see from there, I don't think the players are any closer now to signing on the dotted line, so to speak, as they were before. And it's important to point out that in this week's field, you have 20 of the top 50 players in the world. That's not indicative of any players who are interested in doing this. I've spoken with quite a few of those players, and they are not. It's, again, important to point out these contracts to play specifically in the Saudi International were signed for 3- and 4-year deals. Back when the Saudi International was part of the DP World Tour, it was part of the family, and these issues had not come up. What's going to happen over the next year or two as these contracts come due and the players have to decide which side they're going to be on, that's going to be the bigger tell.
Rex, thanks a lot for your time. Very complex.
Yes.